Hello, thank you for joining us for learning about aligner reminders. I'm here with our co-founder, my co-founder, Ross Novotny. Ross, you want to introduce yourself, please?
Thanks, Dr. Popat. As he mentioned, my name is Ross Novotny. I have a background in business automation and system development. Additionally, I was a patient of Dr. Popat's as well, but my credentials pale in comparison to Dr. Popat. So why don't I turn it back over to you to introduce yourself, Doctor?
Thanks, Ross. My name is Rishi Popat. I'm a Phoenix native. I'm an orthodontist practicing here in Phoenix. I'm a nerd when it comes to orthodontics. I have a background working in orthodontic consulting for clear aligner companies, the big box companies out there, and smaller companies, in-house aligners. And our goal was, the reason why we created aligner reminders is initially to develop a system for our patients to remain compliant with their treatment. Traditionally, we give our patients a box of aligners, and usually they write it on their Google Calendar that they're going to change it out every week or every 2 weeks. Sometimes some patients will just get a Sharpie and write it on each aligner so they know how to change it. But sometimes when that happens, life happens, and patients forget to change their aligners as reminded, as notated. And so now they have to go back and format all their Google calendars and change it off a few days, or they have to erase all the packages that they've had and reformulate their next aligner sequence, which throws them off, which also throws the orthodontist off. So we developed a system so aligner patients will be reminded whatever the doctor recommends, how often they should switch around their aligners in order for them to stay compliant with their treatment and to finish on time with a great result. After we've done that, we realized this would be a great monitoring tool for orthodontists and dental professionals to check in with them to see how their treatment is going. And so I've noticed as a practitioner when we developed the system, the advantages of the software, and we wanted to share it with other colleagues of mine around the country. Local colleagues have tried it out. They said, "Oh, this is great. Why don't you market it to the entire orthodontic and dental communities?" And that's how we kind of created aligner reminders. How it first started was when Ross was a patient of mine. We saw each other every 8 weeks, and it was kind of great. I was like, "Hey, Ross, how's it going?" We chatted more than we actually saw in his mouth. His treatment time, and just to look inside his mouth, make sure everything was going okay, took about a minute, but we spent like 10 minutes talking. For me, that was great. For Ross, that was probably great as well too. But he's a busy guy; he has other things to do. And after a while, Ross and I became really good friends, and he kind of helped me out with our business. And he said, "You know what? All this stuff can be automated. All this stuff, these virtual check-ins can be done virtually. The photographs can be done for you asynchronously in real time, or however you want it." So I took his feedback and realized, "Hey, Ross, I have no idea how to do this. Can you help me build this platform of how we can make my brick and mortar practice into the digital age? That way I can spend more time with my braces patients, and I can have all my aligner patients on this virtual platform that they can check in." Because sometimes there's a lot of benefits for it that we can talk about, but the benefits from a patient's perspective, it frees up Ross's time. He doesn't have to, from his busy schedule, for people who are working at home or elsewhere, they don't have to take time off of work. They can just check in by taking pictures, making sure that they're tracking okay. For me as an orthodontist, it relieves a lot of patient time for my braces patients who are in fixed orthodontic treatment. So that frees up a lot of time. Another benefit I see is now a lot of my patients who are teenagers and they're about to go to college, or they're in college, they can still continue their orthodontic treatment when they're in college 2-4 hours away. And also the best part of the feature that we integrated was the parents can still check in. So mom or dad can still check in to make sure that whoever's in college, their son or their daughter, is changing their aligners as needed. They're still checking in. So it's like having mom and dad in your back pocket, making sure that the patient and their child or daughter is still following protocol. So when they are in town for fall break, winter break, Christmas breaks, whatever, we can actually see them in office, making sure everything is going as planned. Another benefit my colleagues asked me to do is like, can we have it white labeled for their office? They really like the whole platform, and which is fine. We have no problem sharing our story and our brand with everyone else. And so they said, "Hey, just give me Ross asked them, can you just give me your logo, your colors, and we'll be able to do it for your office." So that way it feels like an extension of their practice. It's not using a third-party software that we're promoting. We're using the same software that your office is currently using but just have a different feature. So that way the patient knows this is truly your office. And I think it's really easy to use. From my perspective, every morning when I come to the office, I just scroll either on my phone or on the desktop. I just look through all the patients who are currently in aligners. I can see where they're at. Are they almost done finishing? Are they near the refinement stage? And I can just check in every morning, do all their screenings. I can check to make sure they're compliant, send them a quick feedback note to see that they're on track. And it really takes about 5 to 10 minutes of my time before my practice even opens the door to take care of all my aligner patients and making sure that they're actually taken care of with more touch points than I had before of being in office. So I really enjoyed this process, working with Ross, developing the software and using it for my patients. And I want to welcome everyone else to do the same. Ross?
Yeah, thanks, doctor. And from a client perspective, I felt like aligner reminders really freed up my time. While I was able to go in every 6 or 8 weeks, whatever the treatment plan prescribed, to go see Dr. Popat, and I loved obviously chatting with him. It was several hours out of my day as a patient for a very brief check-in on things, which is where the conversation obviously began in regards to possibly doing this in a more efficient way for both the client and the professional, to be able to check in, have these quick check-ins, as well as get everything the doctor needed to ensure that the patient was on track for the appropriate treatment plan. Our aligner reminder system offers a number of convenient factors, as well as you can select the time of day in which you want to receive a reminder, as well as the method. So we offer both email, text messages, or both forms of communication, whatever is more convenient and a better reminder system for that specific patient. From a client perspective, it also, I think, really presented a professional outward image. While it is still a very high touch reminder and a client interaction, it also feels very modern age and a modern day check-in with the patient that I think really presents every practice in the best light. And so for that reason, the convenience and the high patient touch, I think, is a really big bonus factor, and why aligner reminders can really help any practice out there with their patient interactions. Now I'll send it back to you, Dr. Popat, for if you could explain the patient sign-up process.
Sure. So when our patient comes to our office and then they're ready for their aligners, like most practices, you put their attachments on, you give them all your aligners, however many you want to give them. You show them how to wear them, all the protocols of aligner journey, their aligner treatment. And then the cool thing with aligner reminders is every office will have their own custom QR code, and you can print it out, leave it at the front desk. When they check out, all patients have their cell phone with them. They just open up their cell phone, the camera app, click on the QR code. It takes them to a quick 1-minute form. Literally takes 1 minute. They just have to enter their name, what aligner they're on, when they're starting their treatment, and how many they have in that series, and when they want to get notified. And if there's a parent as well who wants to monitor their child during the treatment, they can sign up for them as well. So the parent will get the notification. So two people don't have to sign up together. Just one person can sign up, and it really takes 1 minute. And the office will get a link, a notification saying, congratulations, Ross has signed up for aligner reminders. And then Ross is automatically entered into our portal. So you can keep track of him and see how he does. And the doctor has the flexibility to customize how often you want your patient to change their aligners. You have options for 7 days, every 2 weeks, 10 days, depends on which aligner system you are using. So it works with various aligner systems out there, and it works with whatever treatment protocol you want to do for switching aligners. Really easy process to sign up with. Patients love it, parents love it. I love it. My front desk loves it as well too, because it's fewer visits for them to schedule. And when before the patient leaves, they'll just schedule their next in-person office visit. So we'll say, okay, we'll see you back in 20 weeks or even 40 weeks after all your aligners are done, if you want to come back or when they're ready to come back for the refinement. And then Ross, can you describe to the doctor how it signs up?
And I'll add one more aspect to the patient sign-up process, or the patient process, the cost is always free to the patient. So they don't have to pay anything to participate in the process itself or to receive those aligner reminders from your practice as a professional. In regards to the doctor sign up, it's a really quick process. Like Dr. Popat said, it's typically, 10 minutes or less to sign up initially. And we will be sending you a professional form to fill out with your business information and some customized information regarding the logos, the colors, any other business contacts that you might have. The whole process is fairly quick and streamlined as well. There is a fee for the professional to participate in aligner reminders and leverage the software as well, and that will depend on the feature level and the number of patients that you have participating in the program. Once the sign up process is complete and we have all of your customized information, we will produce a QR code for your patients to sign up, as well as custom branded information for the patients to start receiving those white labeled check-in forms as well. On the professional portal that clients can, professionals can actually access, you'll be able to see a lot of information that is critical to the treatment process. You don't have to save all the emails that you receive with the attached PDF. You can just log into the professional portal where you can see a list of all of your aligner patients. You can see where they're at specifically on their treatment plan, and then you can see their check-in images for their entire treatment history as well. So all that's saved and available in one convenient location. You can also see any patients that maybe are not responding or maybe have a specific concern about their treatment plan. You can see those all in one spot, and your team as well can have a login as well. So that it makes it kind of one easy stop for your team or yourself to be able to manage all of your aligner patients in this process. And Dr. Popat, I know during this process, you did take a look at several of the competitors in the space. Can you kind of explain what you found as far as competitors in the space?
There were a lot of products I beta tested as this was beta testing different products when they came on the market. And none of them really suited my personality or what I would want to do for my patients. A lot of these companies out there had these various cumbersome products to put inside your mouth that stretch your lips. They gave you scars. They were too wide. They were too big. There were additional costs for the patients. There was like $20 to $40 in the unit, and on top of the software fees. And I just thought that was not affordable for most private practice orthodontist or dentist offices out there. We just were looking to develop a solution that's not 10 times as costly as the current products that are available out there. We wanted something that's more affordable, that does the job, not only in terms of reminding the patients when to change out their aligners, but also to monitor them frequently to make sure they're compliant with their treatment. And so we developed aligner reminders because it does our purpose what we need to. We're orthodontists, we're dentist professionals. We know exactly what to look for. We can see exactly what kind of pictures that we need. The patients don't have to spend a lot of time with a foreign object in their mouth trying to get the pictures that we need to capture. With our retractor, we're able to see all views that an orthodontist would want to see. So it's easier for the patient, it's easier for the professional. Everyone wins, I think.
Yeah, aligner reminders is a great option for both professionals and patients, as we've discussed in this video. For more information, you can check out alignerreminders.com, or you can always contact us at hello@alignerreminders.com, and we will get back with you on more information that you might have specific to our product and software. But if we can help support you and leverage our software to help your business shine, we'd be happy to do so.
Thank you, Ross, and thank everyone for your time. We really appreciate it, and looking forward to you joining alignerreminders.com.